Welcome back to Post Time. A big congratulations goes out to the equine retirement group, Horse Lovers United. This nonprofit organization was formed back in 1992, so they just celebrated their 20-year anniversary. Amazing! Since HLU began, it has directly placed more than 120 horses in new homes and assisted in the placements of 700 plus through networking with other groups. Horses in the program have gone on to new careers, including everything from trail riding to pleasure driving to even dressage. Check them out at horseloversunited.com. And here's to another 20 years of helping out the Standardbred stars in our sport. Joining Horse Lovers United on this very special evening was author PJ ODwyre. PJ was nice enough to talk to us about her new publication and her support for our beautiful equines. We'll start off with you just telling me a little bit about the book.
Sure. I have a book that's out. It came out in April. It's entitled Relentless. It's about a woman who owns a horse rescue, and it touches on the slaughter issue, basically what happens to horses if they're unwanted, or if, their days at the track or at the end, if they've been injured. It talks about what can happen to a horse, if their owners are not, aware of, what happens to a horse after they've decided to sell the horse and move on.
So I hear the book has a little bit of murder and romance in it. Can you describe a little bit without, of course, giving away the ending?
Giving away any secrets. In the beginning, it's no secret. The heroine is Bren Ryan, and when the book opens up, her husband has passed away. It's been about a year, but she believes that he was murdered. In the beginning of the book, we find that she finds him a year ago hanging from the barn, the pulley system. So everyone says it's an accident. Even law enforcement, her best friend, the sheriff, feels that, he just got tangled up in the ropes and, it was just an accident. But she feels that Tom, he's all farm boy and he knows his way around a barn, and she feels sure that there was foul play involved somewhere. And of course, her focus would be her neighbor, who is also a kill buyer. So, here she is rescuing horses, and when they go to auction, he is her nemesis. She's always, fighting against him to get the horse from him, so the horse doesn't end up, in Mexico in a slaughter plant.
Sounds intriguing.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, tell me about yourself. Have you always been a writer?
No, actually, I went into the travel business. I went to travel school, became a travel agent, traveled the world. It was an exciting time for me. But as a teenager, I was always, reading books, and my mom was the one who got me involved in reading. And of course, it was romance. So I started with historicals. But as I got older, and I met my husband, who's actually a police officer, I decided to combine both my passion for romance and his for solving crime. So that's how I decided to get involved in writing romantic suspense. Plus, he's a great guy as far as a go-to guy, as far as information-wise in law enforcement.
Now, the book is getting amazing reviews on Amazon, which is fabulous, but it's also a book that is for a good cause, right?
Absolutely.
You're donating to a good cause if you buy the book.
Right, exactly. When I write, everything I write now, I try to educate as well as entertain my readers. And when I first looked into writing, this is my first book, I was looking for something that had to do with horse rescue, and I was looking for something that would be emotionally charged as far as the horse industry. I also reached out to horse rescues to read the book before it was published, so they would read it, critique it, correct anything that was incorrect when it had to do with horses, because I don't own a horse. Love horses, just don't own them, love animals. So because of their help and just because of what they do, I decided to donate a portion to horse rescue. So for any book that I write in the future will be donated to horse rescue, whether the theme has to do with horses or not.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that, writing in the future. So this is the first of a trilogy.
Yes.
Okay, so now we've got the first installment. When do we expect the second?
The second one, well, the first one is Relentless, and the second one is Defiant, and that will be out in October. that kind of steps away from the horses a little bit. And it is a sister trilogy. So the second one is about Kate for Defiant, and then the third one that will come out probably late next year, 2013, is Forsaken, and that is the third sister that they don't know about, who comes from Ireland. And she's actually a groom, a horse groom. So then we get back into the horses.
Thank you, PJ, so much for being on the show and telling us about the book. And I'm really excited. I'm not a big reader, but now I am very intrigued about getting my hands on this book. Thank you again so much.
Oh, thank you, Heather. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.